And we got a special guest in the Madhouse today. Yes, indeed.
Yes, we do. We have comedian extraordinaire, straight out the Big Apple, the big city. Come on now. Jackie Fabulous is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Jackie Fabulous.
What's poppin', people? It's early. Y'all loud. I love it.
What's up, Jackie Fabulous? How you feeling?
I am blessed and highly flavored. How are y'all?
Highly flavored. What flavor are you, though?
Hey, I love the Lord. It's too early to be nasty.
Well, you the one who said you was highly
You
flavored.
had to ask questions about it.
Well, if you tell me, I'm going to ask. If you put it out there, I won't know.
We are in the presence. We are in your presence, the presence of comedian greatness.
Oh, thank
First
you.
of all, you at the Comedy Zone this weekend.
I am. I had a show last night, 2 tonight, 2 tomorrow night. I love it here. I love the South overall. So
Is this your first time at the Comedy Zone here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Charlotte.
I've done a few others. I love Charlotte. Anything South, I like.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, people from up north, they always look when they come down south and they see it, they experience the people, they experience the culture. They like, I love it down south. I love it down here. Y'all don't understand. We were trying to come up north back in the day when to get the freedom.
Really? Until it rains, I love it out here. Until the humidity hits, I love it out here. Until I keep gaining weight because I keep eating all your wonderful food. I have a lot of negatives. Don't get it wrong.
But
there's more positives than negatives.
Jackie, how long you been in the comedy game?
Oh, it's about to be, I think, 19 years. I started when I was 35. I'm 53 now. So, been a minute.
What got you into stand-up? Because I know you've written on TV shows.
I've never written on... Well, I wrote on... Kim Whitley had a show back in the day.
Right.
I wrote on her show.
Right.
The older I get, the answer really is last resort. That's why I became a comic. I had the big corporate resume and the degrees, but I kept getting fired. I kept quitting, kept stealing. You know, that problem.
Not kept stealing.
When you get caught, you got to rethink your life. So, and I did open mics after work, and I realized, oh my God, I have a skill. I had a lawyer boss of mine come to a show, and she was like, after I was done, she's like, this is it. Stick with this. That was her way of saying, do not come back to the office. You are useless.
Because you have one law degree.
I have one law degree.
One
yeah.
law degree.
Yeah.
One law degree and working in law firms. What's the difference from working in law firms to going on stage? Do you take the experiences you had in the law firms and put them on stage?
I didn't practice law, so that's one thing. But I did have lawyer type jobs. I didn't take the bar. That's why I'm not licensed.
Okay. Gotcha.
The difference is you don't think about killing yourself all day when you do stand-up.
Oh, wow.
When you work in corporate America, you're looking at reasons to eat Staples and White Out.
Staples.
That's how you know how old I am. Remember White Out? They still have White Out? I used to be like, can I drink this bottle and get out this job? So depression, to keep it real. And then, but because I kept trying to find a career for me. And everything was like, this is cool, but you hate it. I hate being in an office. I realized that.
Yeah.
And not being around personalities. You know, it's very stringent and conservative, and I wanted to have the freedom. And I was just tired of trying things, and I did stand up just for fun. And then realized, oh, you have a skill.
You caught the bug.
I got the bug, and I realized I had an actual talent.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody who wants to jump into this game, this comedy game? Don't?
No, I'm kidding. There's too many of us. It was not that many of us when I started. Don't do it if you haven't been told by all your friends and family and bosses that you're funny.
Right.
Too many are getting started, and they ain't been told by nobody they should.
Ain't nobody told you funny.
Ain't nobody told you were funny.
That's some good
Yeah,
advice.
and everybody keeps telling you are funny. At some point, can I make a living at this?
Yeah.
Because you can. I didn't know it was a job when I was younger. I had to realize you can make a living and buy houses and put your kids in school with stand-up.
Right.
So do it if you've been told your whole life you are funny. Figure it out that way. But if no one told you, you can work at the Gap. The Gap is respectable.
The Gap.
Banana Republic, J. Crew. I love chinos and khakis.
If nobody told you funny, don't get into it.
I'm just saying, nobody ever heard. That's real advice. That's real.
Nah, for real though. That makes
It's
sense.
like being a model and you ugly. Who told you was attractive?
You already know, and in the building with us this morning on this Friday fun day, y'all give it up for the comedian Jackie Fabulous.
Morning. God is good all the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
You gotta say that when you come to the South.
Okay?
Hey, Jackie, what was that first stand-up moment for you like?
The first time I did it, I went to a stand-up comedy writing class in L.A. And like after several weeks, you could have the big show at the end at the Hollywood Improv, and I felt like I was finally where I belonged. after being behind so many desks and interviews, and because I have a lot of comedians have charisma, so every job I would apply for, I would get. This is the first time I actually felt like I deserved this job, so I felt like I was actually deserving of it. It was fun, and I had a good time.
You talk about how people should tell you that you're funny. And somebody said, what was that moment for you when people were telling you that you were funny? You were like, okay, let me pursue this.
One of my teachers, a stand-up comedy legend, Caucasian gentleman, forget it. Oh, Carrie Oates. He was like, he pulled me aside in the choir. He's like, this is probably what you should work on. So when somebody who I know has made a living after it and teaching it, they're the ones that make me feel like I should probably stick with this because they know when somebody sucks. You know? And they don't have to. They don't got to say anything to you. They can be like, "Thanks for coming." Yeah. So I got a lot of pull asides. Like maybe you should work on this because they could tell. You can tell when somebody's struggling to find their calling in their eyes, in their performance, in their life. Everybody knew I was like, I can't. I hate all these jobs, and they finally saw me happy. Yeah. So they were like, maybe you should have stick with this. And I was getting old too. They're like, you need to figure something out. What are you doing?
Have you adjusted your style of comedy from when you first started to now because of the temperature of the culture?
Well, yeah, a lot is different now. The great Rodney Perry, he used to tell me that it takes at least 10 years for you to find your voice. So
Rodney.
Yes, so I did a lot of single girl stuff, and then what it's like to be married, and now I'm getting divorced again. I probably shouldn't get married again. This is like number 2. But the administration has kind of taught me that stick to who you are.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed a lot of change in entertainment, TV shows disappearing.
Yeah.
So I gotta remember, people come to shows and stuff for relief. No matter who they voted for, they don't want to hear a debate about that at a comedy club.
Right.
So I've learned through the changes in politics in the world to stick with being funny. People want a relief from you, a relief that you give them.
Yeah.
So I've learned to stay steadfast in trying to be entertaining during these trying and unprecedented times.
Not trying and unprecedented.
Stuff you got to talk about, though.
Okay,
Stuff you got to say.
I'll make a joke, but I won't get deep because I don't want the audience to be like, oh.
Yeah.
And you know who they voted for sometimes. You can tell.
Yeah.
And even they're like, I don't want to hear about this now. I came here to get drunk. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
So
You say you've been this is gonna be your second divorce?
Yes, brand new.
What?
Brand new second one.
Brand new second one.
What got you to that point of what made you say, all right, we done with this relationship?
I think I'm like, can I cuss? No,
no cuss.
No, I know. I think it's just the realization that this current husband was making me forget who I was, and not. I don't know whether he was a hater or jealous, and he would travel with me. Like he would be at these shows with me or the radio shows and have a great time. But I was too worried about him instead of worrying about me. And I'm writing new material. I'm taping my next special next month. So I really want to be raw in the figuring out what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
And doing that with your man in the back corner in the dark looking at you is kind of hard. Because I'm talking about him a lot. And I was praising him. Now I'm going to praise him / and hear where it went wrong.
Well, where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong?
Just me realizing that he was not the one.
He's not the one. Okay.
I thought he was the one. He did too, but he don't know that he doesn't know that he's kind of a weight that holds you back. Most men who hold you back don't know. They're like, what are you complaining about?
They don't
know. So as much as I still respect him and I'll always love him, I realize I probably shouldn't get married again. I'll try it again when I'm 70, but right now,
you ain't no damn 70.
That sounds like a good number. 70 sounds like a good number.
Is it round?
Yeah, 70 sounds like a good number.
I've seen that a lot though. Men who have successful women, and they're in the background, they play the background.
They think they want
get jealous.
They think they want that.
They get jealous.
They're attracted to it because they're like, she's strong and she's the breadwinner and I'm having a great time. But then I'm realizing I deserve someone who is working with me. Not just, not in my shadow.
I don't understand that. Don't let me get somebody that's gonna keep me. I want to be kept.
Yeah, because you're a bad B word, ain't you?
A lot of men mess that up. They don't even realize.
Right, they mess it
stupid. Up. And I'm like, all you gotta do is be really, really, really nice to me all the time.
All the time.
And he had a problem with that.
All the time.
It's so easy. Make me feel loved all the time.
All the time.
That's it.
We can't even have an argument?
No, I mean, we can, but I'm right. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta know.
What's your sign?
Leo.
Okay.
She said I'm right all the time. All the time.
You know, that's a good way of saying it, because some women will just say, just shut up and be pretty to their man. And then that's where it go wrong. You can't do that, man. You can't talk to me like that. That's
Exactly. And he was respectful, but it was his actions or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And he was a partner in, only in like being with me, but he wasn't really a partner financially, helping me build my business. He couldn't really do anything. The problem is that he is very, 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 very attractive. And I think I let that cloud my judgment for a long time. I've known him most of my life.
Yeah.
And I think I thought because he's been in my life so long that was God sending him to me. But knowing someone for a long does not necessarily mean they're meant to be with you. And I had to realize that.
Yeah, get somebody almost ugly.
Yeah.
Medium ugly.
Almost.
Medium ugly.
Now,
Medium ugly. They gotta be
I
medium
want
ugly.
personality. I realize now.
Okay, that's what's up.
He could have 3 or 4 teeth, but you gotta be at least. You gotta make me laugh. And I realized that he is a very serious dude.
Yeah.
Very
Too
serious dude. Too serious.
Yeah.
And I want to laugh and have a good time.
So you said this is your second one. So what happened on the first one?
The first one, I dated him right after college.
Okay.
Right? And we were together for like 10 years.
Okay.
And he was a very jealous dude.
Oh.
And that was a problem for me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I realize now the pattern. They're both ex-husband and current one, both Aries, both 6'4" and attractive, former athletes. I'm 5'4". I need somebody who's about 5'4" and a half.
Get a jacket. Get a horse
No
jacket.
more big ones. These big ones they're too much.
They're
They're so beautiful, you get confused.
You need a horse jockey. That's what you need.
little midget.
A little short
And
king.
they both
A short king.
Aries.
Short
That's
king.
crazy.
I need a short king.
You need a short king?
Yeah, I've had too many statuesque brothers, and it's not working.
So, you saying they're both Aries.
Both Aries.
So you got a type then.
I didn't realize that.
You got a type.
When it comes to marrying, I got a type. I'll
Yeah.
date anybody, but when it comes to marrying, I'm like, I want them to look how I like them to look.
Yeah.
But I realized that the funny guys, and not comedian necessarily, but just
make
interesting.
you laugh. Yeah.
Yes.
Does finances play a part?
Yes. Not even money. A purpose.
A purpose.
You gotta have purpose.
I got you.
And hopefully that comes with a good living or a decent living.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be rich. I want to be the rich man in my relationship. That's why I'm here, working so hard. I want to be the rich one. So he can just be, like I said, have a purpose.
Be nice.
Be nice.
All the time.
Do as I say.
All the time.
And have a purpose.
All the time.
Be nice. Do as I say.
And have a
Always right in
purpose.
the argument.
Yeah.
You definitely Leo.
Yeah,
Me and J-Lo, we got a problem.
we're going to put you on Tinder. I don't know how you going to find
I
that.
did Tinder once in Chicago. Too thirsty. Not because I'm really gorgeous, although I am, but because
Yes, queen.
It's a what you call a hookup app.
Yeah.
And the guys, my phone almost exploded. They were like, "Where you at now? Want to do it now? Can I see you now?" I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna do it, but not this afternoon." Too eager. So they scared me off of
Not
Tinder.
this afternoon is crazy.
They're like, "Where you at now?"
Burpee was on a date now at one time.
Which one?
All of them.
No, I was only on one. I was only on Hinge.
Hinge. I know
Hinge
a
is a
lot
classy
of
app.
successful people.
I'm serious.
People have had good luck with Hinge. Hinge is respectable. I like the
it's
stories. I heard.
respectable.
But if I had to get back on one now, I'm gonna do Bumble.
Bumble?
Well, you could body dude. You know Bumble's where you pick them. I'm gonna go on Bumble. I'm gonna get what I want. Like shoes. I'm an online shopper. I'm gonna go on there and get me a man. A few of them.
Not a husband.
Not a husband.
Not a husband.
Don't let me marry anybody else. Everybody who listening to me, if you see on my Instagram you posting about I'm in love again, just comment, do not marry him. Please, I need help at this
Just
point.
stay where you are.
Stay where you are. Shack up. Live in sin.
Live in sin.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
So when it's over, it's leave.
What type of man do you like? Make you laugh.
I
heard
don't know
that
now. I really don't know
Okay.
now. I'm trying to figure that out now because
Gotcha.
I've always wanted the tall, athletic, athlete type dude, and I realized that's okay, but he has to have more layers than that. So I want somebody who's interesting, have a purpose, be cute. Nothing wrong with wanting somebody attractive, and know his father.
No, his father.
That's the one thing. This husband is the only man I've had in my whole life who knows and cool with his daddy.
Oh, that's what's
The rest of these guys.
You know what's crazy is
Yes.
my boyfriend told me that I was the first girl that he ever dated with a father.
Wow.
Gee.
And
Wow,
I
that's
was
crazy.
like, when he said it, I was like, hey, whoa, wait,
I mean,
what? And it was deep. And I told him, I was like, ooh,
Exactly.
you need to know how to handle that because not only do I have a father, I'm a daddy's girl. Like, I'm extremely close to him. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah.
Well, given where
That's
he's
real.
from, I'm not shocked.
Where he from?
What does that mean?
I mean, because
You trying to say because he from the country and
No,
nobody in the
no,
country
no.
got no daddy?
Well,
bro? Is that what
He
you
had
trying
a
to say?
daddy and a mama.
You talking about all the girls down in the country left? Those are Rolling
we've
Stones.
talked about his country ways before.
He's a daddy. So what you mean?
Burp you hell, boy.
I mean, that's a sad thing in the black community. A lot of us, don't, we don't have a 2-parent household.
Yeah.
I came
crazy.
from one. My father died about 7 years ago, so I was also a spoiled. Not that you're spoiled, but I was.
I am.
Oh, she definitely
Daddy's
spoiled.
girl. And,
Jessica definitely spoiled.
I realized, and when you have a father, I was like, I'm never really ever single when you have a daddy in
Come
your
on.
life. Because you have a man steady in your life. And now when he passed away, I'm like, I'm really single now.
Yeah.
Because there's no man at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I think it should be more single parents in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
There should be more?
Yeah, for the kids.
Oh, yeah. No, I
Because
don't believe in
those
that
single
either.
parent kids are more determined. They're
True.
more motivated.
Unless you guys are motivated to get things done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
Two
usually
parent
people who-
household kids, we so spoiled. We
Single parent household, you want them nice and suffering and trying to figure out where they're going to get groceries from. I want struggle.
Nice and suffering. This is coming from a person with 2 parents in this
Okay.
household.
That's what I'm
Like, that's who he is.
And I wish I grew up in a single parent home.
That's hilarious. Why both of y'all here all the
Never
time?
experienced it a day in his life.
Never ever.
Okay?
And I wanted my daddy to come pick me up. My daddy never came and got me burped. Never came.
From nothing.
He never came. But you're right. I'm very successful in life.
See, you make more money than me.
Makes you work.
You know.
You make more money than me, lad.
I was
Because you wanted
determined.
to prove your daddy wrong.